Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, it's your boy Cosmic, and in this video we're actually going to be looking at the update details for the Goblin Queen Epic Quests and see the patch notes, whether they're good or not. So let's check out these patch notes real quick. So we have like how many? 4 new characters and 1 new uniform, which is pretty good. This is a good start. Like 4 new characters, we need more characters being added instead of reshuffling every single time. So that's a good thing. We have 4 new characters. Havoc, he is the Epic Quest character. He's a blast superhero male mutant. His leadership is basically energy attack increase to all allies 50%. He has skill damage, bonus damage 40-20% respectively, and 35% damage reduction. Super armor, all basic defense increased by 40%, and 10% chance to absorb energy damage. And within the absorption, he gets all basic attack increased by 5% to a maximum of 20%. First skill, nothing impressive. Second skill, he has some paralysis. Third skill, he got snare and recovery rates of 30% with 1.1% accumulation. Fourth skill, he has eye from ignore, silence and paralysis. He had 25% chance to penetrate everything except for invincibility, which is very odd since they said that he's a PvP character. Interesting. He has 5-second invincibility, and he has frenzy buff, 50% all attack, all defense increase with 30% crit rate, and he has an extra 50% all attack increase and 40% all basic defense increase on his 5th skill. He also has snare on his 5th skill as well, with a 5-second immunity to all damage. So overall, he seems like PvE, not PvP. I don't know why the developers team said that in the live stream, that he's a PvP character, but he's definitely not PvP, because he only has like 1 skill that has eye from ignore, and the penetration is penetration is 7 seconds, but doesn't have invincibility penetration. The heal is 30%, which is nice, but like the damage reduction is 35%. I mean, I don't know. He doesn't seem like PvP to me. He's more like PvE. Okay, Exodus. They butchered this guy. They actually butchered him. I like Exodus, and they kept him at tier 2. I totally get why they keep him at tier 2, so they can give a tier 3 for the mid-month, but like that is so lame. Instead of keeping him at tier 3 for the mid-month, you can you can give him a tier 3 right now, and then you could push him for a tier 4 in mid-month. Or you could, like, I don't know, grab another character who's at tier 3 and give them a tier 4. Or other characters who are at tier 2 who haven't been touched but should be getted to tier 3. Yeah, this is odd. Anyways, the leadership applies to self only when there's like 1 mutant on the team, 30% all attack increase. 2 mutants gives him a 40% attack increase. 3 mutants gives him a 50% all attack increase. This is only applying to himself. For his tier 2 passive, he got super armor, all basic defense increase, skill damage, bonus damage 40%, 35% respectively, and 25% damage reduction. It's very low. It should be higher than that. It should be like at least 30% or 35%. His 4-star passive gives him a debuff removal that applies only to mutant allies. Pretty niche, but pretty good. Basically, the whole class gets a debuff removal. That seems okay. Second skill, he has silence. Third skill, he has paralysis and 30% recovery of max HP. He has barrier for 10 hits. He got all basic attack and defense increased by 50% and 30% crit rate. His fourth skill, he has damage proc for 6-second invincibility and silence and paralysis. His fifth skill got burn paralysis, 100% all damage immunity, and 60% all basic attack increase and 30% all defense increase. So he has like 2 frenzy buffs that gives him a total of 110% attack. It's pretty high. It's pretty high. And paired with that leadership, it's 160% all attack with a debuff, with a skill damage and bonus damage and a damage proc. No accumulation. Interesting. I don't. And they said that he's also good for PvP. He has no PvP effect, by the way. Nothing. No PvP effect in here. No iframe ignore. No penetration. The healing is good. 30% recovery max HP, but like that's basically it. We move to Hope Summers. She's combat. Superhero mutant female. By the way, I forgot to mention, Exodus is literally the first mutant universal hero character. The first mutant universal hero character. We never had any universal hero character that is mutant. Yes, we have Jean Grey, but Jean Grey, she's basically a blast type character. She uses blast types materials, but this guy is gonna be using universal, so he's literally the first universal mutant character, which is pretty good. Moving on to Hope Summers. She can be acquired from the Goblin Queen Epic Quest Deluxe Pack. She's the 6-star character, whereas Exodus is basically the X-Gene character, or the Goblin Queen Brother in Crisis Ally Shift, or the Goblin Queen X-Mission Secret Base. The collection completion reward. It seems kind of lame to me, but okay. Alright, so for Hope Summer, she gives all mutant allies 30% all attack increase, and Cable 70% attack increase. Just to point this out, this is garbage leadership. The reason why it's a garbage leadership is because, first of all, she's a combat character and Cable is a blast character. And even if we use her for leadership, she's only gonna give him a 100% all attack increase. No damage increase to super villains, no damage increase to superheroes, nothing, just flat out 100% all attack increase. Just not really good leadership in my opinion. Unless you have like unless the character itself has an extra support passive that can give to the characters that are being buffed for. Alright, for example, Hulkbuster. Okay, he's buffing Iron Man, 100% all attack increase. On top of that, he gives him an extra, I believe, 40% energy or all attack increase that applies to machine characters. Yeah, this is a garbage leadership. This is totally garbage. Not useful for anything at all. Miles Morales had that leadership for Spider-Man, and nobody used that leadership for Spider-Man, unfortunately. So yeah, this is like really garbage leadership. Okay, for the tier 2 passive, she has guaranteed crit rate, skill damage, and bonus damage, 35%. And for a 4-star passive, she gains a 35% physical attack increase and ignore target's dodge rate by 20%. For the first skill, she has silence and mind control. Second skill, she's got snare and paralysis. Third skill, she's got burn, shock, and silence. And she's got a 65% all attack increase with a all damage immunity for 5 seconds. Fourth skill, she got 20% recovery max HP with 3 seconds invincibility. She got 100% she has 100% damage increase for run attack proc on her fourth skill as well. And the fifth skill, she got burn, bleed, frenzy buff, 65% all attack increase, all defense increase with 40% crit rates. Pretty okay. I don't want to say mid because she's a new character. We definitely need new characters. I don't want to complain about new characters, but like she could have been better. She could have been better. They could have done so much more with her, but they kept it very simple. They kept it very safe. If they keep playing it safe, they're not gonna make it that far. Yeah. Next we have Madeline Pryor, which is the Goblin Queen. She is basically the deluxe pack character, the tier 2 character, the character that once you get all the other characters to tier 2, you unlock her. She's a blast supervillain mutant. Okay. So let's check this out. Leadership. All allies debuff removal for 12 seconds. Pretty straightforward. Tier 2 passive. She gains all resistance increase by 50%. Skill damage and bonus damage 45% respectively. and 40% damage reduction. Her 4-star passive gives her 50% chance to penetrate everything. Super armor, barrier, shield, all damage immune, invincible effect, which is a passive penetration, which is super good. She gains an extra 5% in pierce damage, which is pretty bonkers. And she gains super armor, all basic defense increased by 30%. Very, very interesting. First skill, it's just mind damage, no effect at all. Second skill, she has Iframe Ignore with counter attack. She applies bleed, decrease recovery rate by 50%, remove elasticity, and paralysis. She also gains 25% recovery max HP with 100% chance to grant all damage immunity. For the third skill, she got bleed. She applies bleed, silence. She also decreases recovery rate by 50% as well. She's got barrier for 10 hits. Okay, and she's got plus 1% accumulation, which is very, very good for her damage. Fourth skill, she's got fracture, panic, which is super good. Increases basic damage received by 30% that applies to enemies. This one actually does apply to World Boss Legends. Yes, it does apply to World Boss Legend. That's why guys like Man-Thing can do like absurd chain hit damage, like that burst damage that you guys can see when you're playing with the Man-Thing. That comes from the panic effect that's applied to the World Boss Legend. She applies to herself 20% recovery max HP, invincibility for 6 seconds, and 50% all attack, all defense increases with 35% crit rate. For the fifth skill, she applies bleed. She also applies again decreased recovery by 50% and paralysis. She also gains an increase all basic attack by 50%, which is pretty straightforward. Just like I said in the previous video, like I said, Madeline Pryor, she seems like the offensive version of Jean Grey. Jean Grey seems like she's very defensive, because if you guys don't remember, Jean Grey on her third skill, she has accumulation, but that accumulation increases her HP. It increases her HP recovery every single time. So she recovers a lot of HP. That's why she's super tanky. Whereas Madeline Pryor, she's very offensive. She's like attack, 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 attack. She has accumulation on her third skill. She got frenzy buff on her fourth skill. She got another frenzy buff on her fifth skill. She's got an insane skill damage and bonus damage. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's just straight up offensive build. Even her 4-star passive, she has an all-time active penetration that penetrates everything. Super armor, barrier, shield, all damage, immune, invisible effect. Like I said, she's basically the offensive version of Jean Grey, whereas Jean Grey, she's the defensive version of herself. Which is pretty good. Pretty good. Not gonna lie, I'm only excited for Madeline Pryor. That's basically it. I'm super excited for her. Madeline Pryor, she's like the only one I'm excited for. I'm also excited for Exodus, but like Exodus is only tier 2, and I like Exodus, and this is a really, really disappointing. Anyways, we got a new uniform for Rachel Summers. I know a friend of mine is super excited for this. Rachel Summers, she's getting Awakening right now, and the uniform, and she's becoming a Universal as well, which is super good. She gains on her uniform effect super armor, all basic defense increase, and damage reduction by 30%. Her leadership applies to Phoenix Force allies, alright, a debuff removal, and an increase of minor resistance by 40%. Her tier 2 passive gives a guaranteed dodge rate by 40%, a native penetration to everything by 35% chance, alright, and skill damage bonus damage by 45% and 30% respectively. First skill, just stun, and fire damage, nothing impressive. Second skill, she's got burn, and snare, and paralysis with barrier for 8 hits. Third skill, she's got stun, fear, and snare. Wow, fear and snare. And she's got immunity to all debuffs by 3 seconds, and increase her fire damage by 50%. Fire damage gets increased by 50%. That is a lot. Immunity to all debuff is actually a very powerful, probably the most overpowered effect in PvP. We've seen this effect on another dude. There's just one guy who has this effect on the game so far, and that is Thanos. But he has that on the previous uniform, which is the Obsidian King Thanos, not the Farmer Thanos from the April Fools. Okay, on the Obsidian King Thanos, he has immunity to all debuffs, which makes him literally immune to debuffs. All right, he cannot be debuffed at all. You don't even need to use a debuff removal on him. He just activates that fourth skill, and he has immunity to all debuffs. Literally cannot be debuffed at all. So yeah, this is a very overpowered effect. That's why Thanos, with that previous uniform, never gets stunned, never gets guard broken, never gets damaged over time, or mind control, or whatever. All right, or even the all defense down doesn't even apply to him at that point. So yeah, Phoenix Call. Excuse me, for the fourth skill. Phoenix Call, she applies to enemies burn, mind control, which basically makes her increase damage to the enemies, and paralysis. She also gains a 5-second invincibility. For the fifth skill, she has a V-pad skill, which is very nice. I love V-pad skills. She applies burn, and she has 30% recovery of her max HP, with a 50% all attack, all defense increase frenzy buff, and a 30% crit rate, with 100% immunity to all damage. Pretty straightforward. No accumulation in here. The only characters that have accumulation are Madeline Pryor, okay, and Havoc. These are the only two characters who have accumulation nowadays. Yeah. Cyclops, he got to Cyclops tier 4. Anyways, tier 4 Cyclops, the effects are he gains an additional pierce damage by 5%, a 10% recovery of HP for 10 seconds, which means 100%, and energy attack increased by 25% every 1 second up to 100%. This is lame. This is actually absolutely lame. Legit lame. Like I don't even understand why you do this. Why Cyclops getting a tier 4? Why is he getting these effects? No, nobody asked for Cyclops tier 4, and yet he got it. Weird shit. Anyways, Havoc and Madeline Pryor, both of them got a tier 3. Obviously, both of them got a tier 3 because we know that Madeline Pryor is gonna get a tier 4 on the mid-month. Or maybe he will get a tier 4. I don't know. One of them is gonna get a tier 4 on the mid-month. And hopefully it's actually Madeline Pryor, because let's be honest, nobody... Havoc is like really so-so for the fan base. But yeah. Havoc, he applies burn to enemies. He has ignored target dodge by 80%. He has penetration to everything right now, which is odd. Why are you giving penetration on for invincibility on his tier 3 skill and not his other skills, base skills? And he has 8-second invincibility with a 80% proc rate. Madeline Pryor, she applies snare, paralysis, ignore target dodge by 80%, invincibility for 8 seconds, and a all basic attack defense increased by 50%. Pretty straightforward. Nothing too spicy about it except for her having frenzy buff and except for him having a damage proc. It's basically it. Here's the animation for them if you guys want to see them. There we go. You guys can see the animations one more time. All right. The Awakening is for Rachel Summers, Hope Summers, and Kid Omega. All of their Awakening have the same effects, all of them. So let me read them out. They apply for all of them. All right, all of they apply. Crit rate increase, crit damage increase, ignore target dodge rate, invincibility, all debuff removal, increase basic damage for 50% for one attack, which is damage proc, and a 25% all attack, all defense increase frenzy buff. And they apply to enemies burn, fracture, and mind blast. That's it. They all apply the same effects. All of them. Nothing different from one another. These are the animations. If you guys want to see them, basically they have the same animations, just like the very end of the animation has different, landing strike or something like that, however you wish to call it. Yeah, Actually, no, they all have the same animation. Yeah, that's lame. Yeah, they all have the same animation. They all fly all the way up in the air and then they land with a punch. There, you guys can see. You guys can see. Even Kid Omega flies up in the air and then he lands with a punch. Yeah, they all have the same effects. Same animation, same effects, same everything. Yeah. So Havoc is a native tier 2. Follow the journey of native tier 2 hero Havoc and watch him grow. Interesting. Havoc is a native tier 2. They could have just placed, I don't know, Exodus instead of Havoc, and we would be totally fine, but instead, nope, we gotta get Havoc as a native tier 2. We can't have Exodus. Oh man, Exodus, bro. They butchered you, my boy. Anyways, Madeline Pryor, like I said, she is the Epic Quest hero of the deluxe pack. These are the characters that you require to get a tier 2. You need to get Exodus at tier 2, Havoc at tier 2, Rachel Summers at tier 2, Kid Omega at tier 2, Cyclops tier 2, Cable tier 2, and Hope Summers at tier 2. So, Cable needs to get to tier 2. Right there, you already have 2 native tier 2 characters that need to get a tier 2. And you have a 4,500 crystals Rachel Summers that needs to get to tier 2. And you have Hope Summers, who costs 7,700 crystals, that needs to get to tier 2. So basically you're looking at what, 7,700 and 4,500, that's what, 12,000 and 12,000 and 1,200 or something like that. Like, no, 11,000. Yeah, 11,000 and 11,200 crystals. 11,200 crystals needs to be bought and placed to get 4 of these characters. Actually 2, just Rachel Summers and Hope Summers. Between Rachel Summers and Hope Summers, you're looking at 11.2 thousand crystals. And then you're looking at Cable, who's a native tier 2, and Havoc, who's also a native tier 2, and Exodus, who is a X gene selector. Well, not just any random X gene selector, it's from the bio sub. This is probably the most expensive Epic Quest just to get Madeline Pryor. Oh my god, this is super expensive. This is super expensive. Anyways, this is the deluxe packs. What are the special deluxe packs benefits? Deluxe benefits 1,000 crystals and 2,500. Wow! Wait, so you only get 1,000 crystals? Not 1,500? No. Wait, what? Why does it say over here? Why does it say over here? Get extra rewards on quest, earn up to 1,500 crystals. It's either this is a typo, or this is a typo. Bro, wow. Oh no, actually, my bad. That's the special deluxe pack. If you spend money on it, okay, yeah. So I was wrong. I thought I was like, yeah. I saw the 1,000 crystals. I was like, nah, there's no way. We earn 1,500 crystals. Then they loaded to 1,000. No, it's my bad. If you spend money on this, yeah, you get 1,000 crystals. So yeah, I was wrong. My bad. So we're good, but still we're not good. This is 7,700 crystals. This is way too much, bro. This is way too much. It's actually way too much, bro. Like, I don't understand. I genuinely do not understand. Okay, we got the collection info. Let's be real. This collection info is garbage, bro. What is this? Why are we getting mythic enchanted Uru Exodus genes for 25? Just 25 Exodus genes. and we get like tier 2 advancement ticket and a black antimatter. This is trash. This is actually trash. They need to step away from the regular awards or rewards, okay, of these high tier contents. We're literally playing an epic quest. The rewards should be epic, not mediocre. Okay, this is mediocre right now. This enchanted Uru tier 2 advancement, the rank 1. I have about 50 tier 2 advancement tickets. About 50 of them, or maybe 60. And all of them, I got them from the monthly earnings. The monthly check-ins. Yeah. Like, a black antimatter should be taken off and placed, I don't know, Carbonatum or Souls of the Faltine or Life Seed. Because this is an epic quest. This is not World Boss Legend or World Boss Ultimate. As a matter of fact, you can even get, I think you can get Black Antimatter even in World Boss normal World Boss. Yeah. Yeah, they should like step away from these casual, let's play it safe, yada yada yada. No, they should go in. They should go all in. They should start hitting with the Odin's blessings. They should start giving the CTPs or premium comic cards, or even, I don't know. Like I said, tier 4 materials. Since tier 4 materials are the hardest one to get, especially Souls of the Faltine, because this, people are not gonna be interested in doing any of these tasks except maybe for Exodus. Probably, except maybe for Exodus. That's it. Everything else will be skipped. Maybe they'll go for the tier 2 advancement, but I don't think any sane man on this planet would waste so much energy and effort for a mythic Uru and a 250 black antimatter. That is trash. That is honestly trash. We got the new Odin's blessings. We got the flame, chill, lightning, and poison and mind. Basically, all of them give you a all basic attack increase by plus 99, but each of them gives you a elemental damage. So the flame gives you 2% fire damage, the chill gives you 2% cold damage, the lightning gives you 2% lightning damage, poison gives you 2% poison damage, and mind gives you 2% mind damage. Yeah, but 2% is super low. Let's be honest with ourselves. 2% is super low. It should be like 5%, maybe 10%. Actually, super low. It's just my opinion on it, but yeah. This is trash. This is trash. Enchanted Uru Amplifier. Nobody's gonna spend money on this because this is garbage. Why would you spend a lot of money on this when you can get a lot of gold right now? You can get so much gold right now, and you can amplify all of these. As a matter of fact, you don't even need to amplify all of them. You can just get 4 slots amplified and you will be totally fine. You'll be totally fine. So yeah, this is like really trash. This is actually trash. It's like if you have a Lamborghini and someone comes to you and tells you, well, I like to give you a gold paint on the Lamborghini. Like, bro, please just stop. This accessories type of shit doesn't work like that. It really doesn't work like that. Yeah, this is really garbage, and this is gonna be like, let's be honest with ourselves, they're gonna put this trash in packs, and people are gonna spend money on these packs. Really trash, actually trash. Okay, so we get to the artifacts. This is basically pretty straightforward for Havoc. He gains superhero and super villain damage increase to both by 20%. Increase damage to both superhero and supervillain by 20%. On Exodus, he gives all mutant allies increased max HP by 25% and additional 0.1%. And for Hope Summers, she gives all mutant allies, and applies to mutant allies as a support artifact. Increase basic damage dealt to super villain faction by 15% and decrease basic damage received from super villain faction by 15%. For the Madeline Pryor. Yeah, so for Madeline Pryor, she gains the immortality effect. Basically the same immortality effect that Wolverine, that what's his name? Ghost Rider, that Carnage, that Hela, that Null has, the immortality effect. Okay. For what's her name? Rachel Summers. She gets a revive, same way that Cersei gets, with 50% of her max HP. And Kid Omega applies to self, increase basic damage dealt and decrease basic damage received from supervillain, both of them, by 15%. Pretty straightforward and pretty lame, in my opinion. This, I'm gonna be honest with you. This guy, this Kid Omega guy, getting an awakening is totally bad decision. He has no business in any of this. He has no business in any of this. It's like that one picture of Drake getting in a group of basketball players in their dressing room, and he's taking orders from the coach as if blood belongs to them or something like that. Like, this is not really. The guy doesn't even belong here, bro. The guy doesn't even belong here. I don't know what is, I don't know why Kid Omega got an awakening or artifact, but like, okay, I guess. Get rid of as many tier 2s as you can get. This is the Future Pass. You got the Legendary Future Pass, you got the Mythic Future Pass as well. Yeah. Still the same. Still okay. Not bad. And these are the special icons. And one good thing is that they increased the cap for the mutant materials from 6,000 to 9,000. The M-Cron Shard, the Phoenix Feather, the M-Cron Crystal. The limit was 6,000. They increased it to 9,000, which is pretty good. Also the Danger Room characters, the ones that you spend crystals on, right now they're going to remain at the store consistently. So they're gonna be all time available at the store. You can unlock them anytime you want. Still, you're gonna have to spend 4,500 crystals on each. And I have all 4 of them without spending any sort of crystals, because I unlocked them way back then when Danger Room was giving out buyers for these characters. And we got some quality of life changes for Timeline Battle, which is totally irrelevant. Nobody asked for it. Yeah, this one for the Battle Pass as well. They made some quality of life changes for the uniform selection. They also made it so that certain items, certain exclusive and expensive items cannot be sold, like tier 2 advancement tickets, native tier 3, well, not native tier 2, excuse me, tier 3 advancement tickets, and 6-star mega rank up ticket, and all that. And these are some game error fixes. Yeah. That is basically the Epic Quest patch notes. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm only excited for Madeline Pryor and for Exodus because I love Exodus from the comics. Yes, I'm a comic nerd. I love comics. I read comics. Exodus, he's like probably my favorite mutant out there alongside Matthew Malloy. Man, I hope Matthew Malloy gets added into the game, bro. I absolutely like Matthew Malloy as a character. Yeah. Just Madeline Pryor and Exodus. These are the only things that keep me excited. Maybe Havoc, but like Havoc to me was always like a okay character. But yeah. Let me know what you guys think about this Epic Quests. Doesn't seem to be epic at all because of certain rewards and certain collection rewards and certain characters being upgraded and certain characters being added to tier 2, random characters getting tier 4s, random characters that have no relation, blood don't belong here gets an awakening, etc. Yeah, so I don't know, man. Let me know what you guys think about this Epic Quest. And yeah, we're just gonna wrap it up right here, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and share so you help the channel grow. Hit the notification ring bell so you don't miss out on any of the upcoming videos I'll be posting on this channel. Join my Discord server, the link is in the description box below. And I will see you guys on the next video. Take care. Peace.